Hi, I'm Kelly Garber with Sterk Family Law Group. Today I'm here at ForeverU and located in southwest suburban New Lenox, Illinois. ForeverU has been chosen as Sterk Family Law's Charity of the Month for March 2020. Today I'm meeting with Ryan Hesslau, who is the Executive Director and founder of this program. Thank you for having us here today, Ryan.
Thank you. We're excited to be featured as this.
We're just so humbled for everything that you do for the community and kids. Can you just give me a little bit of background for people watching today about the program?
Yeah, definitely. So ForeverU is a youth development organization that empowers youth to overcome adversity through personal development programs. So typically we work with students who are challenged by an emotional or situational form of adversity, whether it's bullying, depression, anxiety, home life, or something in between. We give them the tools and techniques and practices they need to go out there and show the world what they're made of. And so right now we specialize in personal development camps and retreats, and we're going to continue that. But the big news right now is that we're actually expanding ForeverU, and we'll be opening our first community empowerment center in New Lenox, hopefully at the end of the summer.
Awesome, amazing. And I know that we're going to get in further in the video a little bit more detail with you and Gwen. I just wanted to compliment. Can you explain, looking at your logo here, a little bit about the meaning behind it?
Yeah, the logo's actually come a long way. A lot of people that know about the ForeverU logo early on, I had drawn it when I was about 15, 16 years old when I had started the organization. And we ended up sitting down and trying to rebrand the presence of who ForeverU is and what we're trying to do as a youth development organization. So in the logo, you'll notice that it actually represents a mountain, which is a key indicator of what we try and strive for our kids is to develop that courage and that bravery to really go out there and, as I always say, show this world what you're made of. And so it represents that courage and the bravery we try to instill in our kids, but also beyond that, as you can tell, it's also an F. So just a key thing, little symbols within that logo that represents who we are as an organization, our identity, and what we're trying to do in the lives of local youth and families.
All right, thank you, Ryan. And again, we've got Ryan Hesslau, Executive Director and founder of ForeverU, Sterk Family Law's Charity of the Month for March 2020. And we look forward to seeing you grow, and we look forward to hearing what you have to say in the rest of the video.
Sounds good. My name is Ryan Hesslau, and I serve as the founder and executive director of the youth development organization called ForeverU. We empower youth to overcome adversity through personal development programs for 7th through 12th grade students here in the south suburbs of Chicago. And we primarily focus on personal development camps and retreats, but we're excited to share that we are now going to be opening our first location in New Lenox, Illinois this August, where we'll hopefully achieve our vision of creating a balance between communities and youth behavioral health. So we're very excited about the road ahead, and if you want to learn more about who we are as an organization, you can visit us at ForeverUmovement.org.
I'm Gwendolyn Sterk from Sterk Family Law.
And I'm Ryan Hesslau, and I serve as the executive director of ForeverU.
Well, tell us a little bit about ForeverU. What is it?
Yes, so we are a 501c3 youth development organization based in New Lenox, Illinois, and we empower youth to overcome adversity through personal development programming.
And how did you get involved in this?
So this actually began years ago when I was 16 years old at Lincoln East High School. I was a sophomore, and I discovered this inner passion for creating, really in the realm of business. And so I wanted to really take that into the nonprofit space because at that time I had also developed such a passion for people and helping people realize their place in the world. And so shortly after that, there was a student who had unfortunately taken his life in the Orland Park area, and that really initiated this spark within me to do something about it and to look at these problems from more of a creative angle. So it was really the stories of kids who were really struggling that became my why and really pushed me to ensure that kids who were struggling had the resilience to keep living.
Now, how long has ForeverU been in organization?
Yeah, so I started it in May 6, 2012 to be exact as a Facebook page. And since then, it's been about 7 years that I've been really chasing this thing really doing what I can to try and take this thing to a new level.
So we know your personal why now. What's the mission of the organization?
Yeah, so the mission is to empower youth to overcome adversity. So the profile of students that we really serve are typically challenged by some sort of emotional or situational form of adversity. So whether that be bullying or depression or anxiety, self-injury, home life, the list goes on. We take these students and we coach them through our programs to really get back on their feet and show the world what they're made of. And so through that, it's been really interesting to see the way in which these students have really come together and really discovered their worth and realized that they are here for something more and they have something worth fighting for.
Interesting. Now, then you have a platform. So when I read your website, the real key word I picked up was change.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so change is really significant to our organization because with a lot of what we do, we always want to help students change and shift their entire mentality with how they look at life, how they look at challenges, how they look at themselves, and more importantly, how they look at others. And we really initiate that personal connection to oneself with our organization that we do really well, but then we also help students to understand the importance of having compassion for those they encounter in life. And what's really exciting is with where we're at now as an organization, we're beginning to take that to a new level by impacting their household and really helping parents change the way in which they see their kids or how they see their parenting style or things around those lines within the household, which we're excited about.
So for the individual kids that are coming to the program, the goal is change. How do you implement it?
Yeah, so our primary area of impact right now specializes in personal development retreats and camps.
Okay.
And so we've been doing that for the past few years where we send students through these immersive experiences where they learn different kinds of personal development techniques and practices and life skills to really take control of their life and really learn to understand that sometimes when we look at a reality, it doesn't have to be that way. You can do something about it. And so that's how we're basically putting students through these immersive experiences where they're surrounded by a supportive community, but also they're surrounded by individuals who really help them and motivate them and push them to elevate their potential in life. So by allowing them to be part of these supportive communities that encourage them to be the better person, but also with the unique programming that we have, it's been really unique to see how they grab a hold of it and really implement it into their life.
Now, the unique programming I am familiar with is the type of camps. Is that a good word, or is there another structure of that? And then when the child goes to camp, or the young adult goes to camp, what are they going to be taught there?
Yeah, so the way in which we structure our programs are focused on a few key areas. So we focus on their emotional intelligence, we focus on their character development, we focus on personal achievement, and also their self-esteem. So really these 4 pillars feed into a lot of the teachings that we have. So when a student goes through our retreats and camps, some things to expect are guest speakers who share their stories, but also teach lessons on different topics regarding personal development. They're going to be put into their own small group with a mentor where they're going to go through our curriculum that's all focused on self-discovery. Because sometimes in life, many students and even adults, we know what we need to do differently in our life. Sometimes we just need the right people there to guide us to it.
Absolutely.
And so that's where, this curriculum has been really unique where we can empower students to discover their own, solutions to some of the challenges they may be up against. And so with that, the retreats and the camps are all focused on, again, those 4 pillars, but also the concept of self-discovery. And it's really an amazing way to get students connected to a supportive outlet where they can freely be themselves and have the support and encouragement they need to, again, as I said earlier, go show this world what you're made of.
Very cool. So it looked like there's winter camp, a fall camp, maybe a spring camp, and then a summer camp. Now, do these camps progress, and do you learn different things if you go every time? How does that work?
Yeah, so the way in which our program model is set up is that we have 3 personal development weekend retreats per school year. So we have one every fall, winter, and spring, and they take place at Camp Manitoqua in Frankfurt. And so once a student goes through one of these retreats, they get access to a mentor, they get access to their support group from that retreat, but they also unlock access to the camp during the summer. So you can't just sign up for a camp. You actually have to go through one of our retreats because at the camp, we take everything that you've been learning and we turn it up a notch. And we introduce students to all different kinds of new techniques, such as how to develop morning and evening routines, developing habits and practices, and how do you strategically set goals in your life and develop a roadmap for where you want to go. So it's been really amazing to see this program model come to life. And more importantly, we built it with scalability in mind. So hopefully, as time goes on, we'll be able to replicate these retreats and these camps and just these experiences into other communities and other areas.
What's interesting to me is these really are they're pillars of your program, but they're also pillars for all of us in life, right? It's an interesting dynamic. Tell us why you chose to focus, for example, one of the pillars is emotional intelligence. Why that?
Yeah, so I think, I spoke to it a little earlier with the concept of self-discovery. And a lot of the times, deep down, we know what we need to do differently. We just need the right people and the right kinds of, conversations to lead us there. And so with emotional intelligence, we really help students learn how to identify and, more importantly, understand and express the emotions that they're feeling and how to to truly name it and do something about it. And sometimes, there might not be much to do, but it's a matter of helping students develop self-awareness with them and their mental health, and helping students better navigate each and every day when it comes to the classroom, when it comes to home life, when it comes to just life in general. We're helping students better connect with their inner self, and understand their thoughts and emotions, and how to really develop the right kinds of coping mechanisms and strategies to put in place that make sense for their life and where they want to go.
Right, and it's not just the emotional intelligence of them, it's also reading everybody else's emotional intelligence, right? Part of that is learning to read the other side.
Right.
And I think that somehow that training, needs to be developed. It's really a skill.
Yes.
And a lot of adults need this, let alone, people who are in that age in the youth
Most
where
definitely.
we're moving forward. Now, self-esteem is also a pillar.
Yeah.
Why did you identify that as one of them?
Yeah, I mean, really doing what we can to ignite that sense of confidence within our students has always been very huge. As I mentioned, with the profile of students that we serve, many of these students are just really down on themselves and don't believe that they have what they takes. They don't have what it takes to really do, and take the right steps necessary to get to where they want to go in life.
Got it.
Because when it comes to college and career and future family and all these things that they're going to have to eventually encounter in life, they limit themselves. They don't believe that they have what it takes to get there.
Right, they stay in that box, and so this gives them an opportunity to reach out and get accomplish their goals.
Yeah.
Now, it's interesting because you also talk about personal development within that context. Why that is an individual? Focusing on yourself?
Right.
Explain that.
Yeah, and I think, with the whole concept of self-awareness too, when we dive into that realm, we begin to understand that we're capable of some really incredible things. And we, like I said, we limit ourselves way too often. And if we can put students in experience where the people around them are helping them realize that they're capable of achieving greatness and really doing some really remarkable things with their life and their life story, it's really amazing to see the doors that can open for them. And one of my favorite moments of being part of these retreats or camps is just seeing students' eyes open up and just light up because they realize, you know what? I don't have to live in this reality. I can actually go out there and make this happen.
Right, I can have long-term goals, right? And I can fulfill them
Right.
and put that through. And interesting to me, something that I think is key and critical to all of this is that character development. Because let's not forget that it's not just about who we are, but how we implement and show ourselves in the world.
Yes. Yeah, and that character development piece, a key component of that is helping students develop a growth mindset, how to develop resilience, and how to look at challenges and obstacles and any difficulties in life from a different kind of angle and realize, wow, like I can actually seek growth through this circumstance that I'm going through. And when you really have that kind of growth mindset, I think that feeds into that confidence piece too, that self-esteem of realizing
they're really a circle.
Exactly, they all come together, and it's been a beautiful thing to see the students really achieve that character development and all those other key concepts too.
Now, you have a new location in New Lenox. Other than the retreats and the summer camp, how is that going to tie into the future?
So the retreats and the camps are going to be bundled together as our off-site programs.
Okay.
And so part of this ForeverU model that we're creating is to now have a central location where we can offer regular programming for youth, but also for parents, for educators, and for coaches, all focused on youth behavioral health. And even beyond that, personal development in itself. Because we realized a lot of these parents that we're working with need the programming just as much as the students.
Sure.
So that's where we're very excited about being able to use this facility where we'll have a very, as I call it, a simple menu of programs where we'll be able to educate, equip, and empower people within the community on how to understand youth behavioral health. Because the vision is to do just that, to create a balance between a community and youth behavioral health.
And how they operate within that
Exactly.
community.
It all feeds together, and it's very exciting to see this model come together, and we're very thrilled about what's next for us.
So somebody's listening today and they say, Ryan, how do I get my kid involved, or how do I come?
Yes.
As a parent or somebody maybe looking to see, have kids or a mentor in the community, how can they reach out to you?
Yes, so you can visit us online at ForeverU, U as an umbrella, movement.org, and there you can learn about our retreats, you can learn about our camps, and more importantly, how to potentially be part of those camps and retreats as a mentor. One of the unique aspects of our organization is how we're allowing young adults and just adults in general to be part of our organization. And what I tell them all the time is we want to give you the opportunity to be who you needed when you were younger. And so by allowing them to serve as a mentor in our organization and be a support system for these kids has been really, really incredible. So you can find all the details about our programs at our website. There we'll also be featuring all the future classes that we'll be offering through the facility. And then when it comes to the retreats and camps, we do offer financial aid. We've never turned down a student to be part of these experiences. So you can find all the details there if you want to be part of one of these immersive experiences and be part of what we're doing.
Very cool. So it looks like anybody could really become involved with this community.
Yes.
And that's a great goal. So I appreciate your time today, and we look forward to working with you.
Excellent. Appreciate it.